Welcome to On the Couch. I'm Maria Valuskatsis.
And I'm Kundai Vera.
Today we're going to talk about 5 things every parent should teach their kids.
I got 2.
Yes.
Don't lie to me and don't eat too much.
Don't eat too much.
Yes. It's not healthy for you. And it's also expensive for me.
I would want to teach street smart.
I have a problem with that.
Yes.
Because street smart doesn't always go together with don't lie to me.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about street smart in business.
Yeah.
Must be street smart in business.
Still doesn't go together with don't lie to me. There are kids who will swindle money out of you. They'll pay you back. But what they originally told you they were going to do with it is a completely different thing.
So I think that every parent should teach equality
Yes.
to their kids.
Yeah, like treat people good, no matter who they are.
That's the most important thing. I think, as human beings, we are all equal. It doesn't matter what race we are, what gender we are, and equality is what will actually bind us.
Was it mutual respect?
Yeah, mutual respect is exactly it. Do not disrespect the opposite sex. We're living in an era where gender-based violence is so rife right now. We have an entire movement against it, and you think, why do we have to tell people, do not beat our kids?
Why do you have to tell people how to be decent?
Why do we have to teach this? Why is there an entire movement? Is there something wrong with society, where one thinks that they have dominance over another?
And there's another thing which I find more prevalent than bias versus based on sex, and that's class.
Yeah.
It's in everywhere I've been and I've lived. I went to 12 different schools my whole life. Don't treat people by where they stay or what their family has or what they don't have. You never know what you could learn from someone who has less than you. I think one of the most shocking revelations for me when lockdown started, you realize they started gathering the homeless people and trying to put them in shelters and feed them and all of that stuff. You realized when these people were being interviewed, like, you're pretty smart. Why are you on the street?
Yeah.
And then you draw a stark contrast to some of our ministers that come on TV, and you're like, how do a minister sound like that, but the homeless guy sound like that?
Yeah.
Explain to me.
I completely agree with you. Just because of where you come from has nothing to do
with your value, with your intrinsic value as a human being. And if people just learned to value people as people, the simplest teaching ever was love thy neighbor as yourself.
Yeah.
I try to teach my kids this. Don't speak badly to people. Respect your elders. Some mothers out here be really instilling that one. I'm your mother, not your friend.
Yes. Well, that's a one that I use quite often. Although we friends for 99.9%, and suddenly I stand up and go, I'm your mommy, not your friend.
I saw this live once.
I would also want to teach, the lesson of never dwelling in something that you can never change. Dwelling in mistakes or things that may have hurt you, it kind of just leads to depression and things. You can't change it. Tomorrow is a new day. It's a new chapter to move on.
Especially if the decision wasn't made by you.
No, and also you can never change people's perception of
anything.
Of how people see you. You can't change that, and it has nothing to do with you. It's their inner demons. So move on.
Yeah.
Choose your tribe. Be loyal to your tribe, because your tribe will love you and support you and be with you thick and thin.
They say, what's that saying? Pick a struggle.
Yeah. You pick your struggle.
Pick a struggle. Don't fight for everything.
No.
Pick a struggle.
And also learn to compromise. You know, the world does not revolve around you. You know, you've got to compromise to ensure that everybody is happy in a situation.
And be responsible for what you are responsible for what you're in control of. You're in control of how you react to things. You're in control of how you treat people. You're in control of what you offer. Because, like, if you're not going to treat your sister with respect, why are you expecting her to respect you?
That's it.
Like, give what you expect back.
Yeah.
Like, so don't give half a sweet and expect a bag of sweets.
No.
Be fair.
Yeah. And hopefully, you know, one of the lessons would be to look after mummy when she gets old. You know, as the generations pass, the families are very broken. You know, kids get married and move on and they forget their parents. And then you have the elderly that are lonely and, you know, they go through depression and they have nobody there. And you know, as people get older, they start living in the past and they start talking about, oh, my kids are going to come and visit me, or do you remember this? And I say this because I had a great grandmom. As she got older, I was very much young. I was at university then, but I have this affinity with elderly people. I love just having conversations because I find them to be so rich with.
And they also don't have hang-ups.
No,
They're much free with life.
And she kind of just told me, you know. I was like, what? Did you say that? But I remember, like, her family never really had time for her, you know. So the time that I spent with her was like so valuable to her. But all she used to talk about was like her son and her daughter and this is coming, and you know, and she was living in this past life where she was happier, where she had everybody around her. And it used to break my heart because I used to think, like, you're 90 years old, you gave so much to so many people, and yet they're not here for you.
No.
You know, when you need them the most. And one of the lessons that I would definitely want to teach my son is to value these relationships. Value your time with me, value your time with your dad, value your time with your grandparents, because
it's not guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed, but no one's going to love you like this. You'll get married, you'll have all of the friends, but your parents, nobody will give you that love, that unconditional love and treatment.
It goes both ways. One of the things I said to a friend of mine once when I first had kids, and I said, no one will love you like your kids.
No, it's unconditional. It's unconditional. You shout at them now, and like 5 minutes later, they're hugging you. And you know, you have an argument with your spouse, and he'll pull his face for like 2 weeks. Because
your kids will always love you more.
Will always love you more. And yeah, so those are the things that, and I believe, I know it's more than 5, but those are the things that are important in my family value system.
Yeah, similar.
So we would love to hear what you would like to part to your kids, and hopefully they will remember it for the rest of their lives.
I hope so too.
Bye.
Peace.